I'm going to, I don't know, I don't like the way that she's showing off by punching. I'm gonna hit her with a sword.
Okay.
That's a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
4. 12 points of magical slashing damage.
Okay.
I'm going for non-lethal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna issue forth my own kicks in her direction. 2 of them, one martial arts, one just regular. That's a 15 and an 18.
Neither, or the 18 hit. The 15 does not.
Dialing it in. 4. 6 points of bludgeoning magical.
Okay. Are your unarmed strikes not slashing because of your talons?
I think I can choose whether to make them slashing or not.
Okay, that's right. I gave you the option because you're a monk, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get the book out to check. I don't.
I remember you saying that.
Opening books is a
I don't mind them being slashing. I just...
And moving or staying put?
I'm staying put.
Raazu.
Raazu is going to circle around Huyan. She's going to drop the torch where she's standing and circle here.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So 30 feet away because each square is 30 feet?
Yeah, it just runs away.
It's a wide circle. No, you're fine. I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, so, because, you know, that dragon thing is probably going to start, you know, spraying things, and the more spread out we are, the better, probably.
With Huyan in the middle. No, I definitely agree. It's extremely rude what we're doing here.
Do I want to try this now? No, not going to try it now. She's probably...
So what
yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm going to halberd.
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 That's the worst kind of bird.
That's only a 10 to hit.
Nope.
How about... No, I'm not going to waste that for here. Oh, Mike. Nodal, this is
worse.
Now. There you go, Nodal.
He's good, you got all the low rolls out.
He's going to get 20 on that die next turn, watch.
Yeah, no, that's the plan. That's our strat now.
That's a weird meta strat. I like it. Is that the end of...
We've been working on it.
Yeah, that's the end of Raazu's turn.
Okay.
That's the end of Raazu.
Red, you were blind until the end of this turn.
Yep, and I'm dodging.
You're just dodging in place there?
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were attacking me.
No.
I will go ahead and give Wendy a bonus against Huyan, and then I'll try my best to find a hiding spot.
I mean, you feel pretty well hidden down here in the bushes, but without being able to see, like, you don't have...
I mean, that's only 17, so...
And yeah, at the end of the turn, you manage to finally blink the ash out of your eyes, and the world comes back into blurry existence.
You find yourself standing on a target. God, no!
Adrex, Raazu was nice enough to drop the torch for you.
Let me ask this. The dragon within 120 feet of Adrex.
Yes.
He is?
Yes.
Alright. Because Adrex got some javelins, and he can go start hurling them at that dragon.
Okay. You are going to make these attacks at disadvantage because the dragon's not lit up in any way.
Oh. Fine.
It's like 60 feet away or something.
I guess I'm just going to have to smack you, Huyan.
Okay. You could do that too. Either way's fine.
That is a 17.
Well, it's 17 hit. 17 does hit, in fact.
Alright, this is non-lethal damage, so it's slapping him with the...
Don't worry, she's got lots of hit points.
Alright. Alright. Don't gotta brag about it. I'm just saying.
I think he does legally have to brag about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
It's 10 damage. And you know what? since you bragged about all of the hit points that she got, I'm gonna use a maneuver.
Okay.
I'm gonna do pushing attack.
Very good.
So that's an additional 4 damage and a strength saving throw, please.
Strength saving throw. That's gonna be a 16.
Yeah, that just makes it.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, she's got the same advantage you do. She has giant claws on her feet. She just grips the earth and doesn't move anywhere when you shove her.
Well, good. I didn't want to move her anyway because now I'm going to attack her.
Oh.
No, I'm going to flip that.
Flip it good.
Ah, yes, with the 1 point improvement. I love it.
Thanks,
I love
Flex.
it.
So, no?
I'll take that die off your hands if
No
you
good?
want.
No good.
Okay. It's just, they're fighting her, it's she's a rock one moment, and then she's the wind the next. She's everything that Adrex and Wendy's child would be.
Am I done? Yeah, I'm done.
Birdie, you're up.
For the time being.
All right, so
You do have sharpshooter, right?
no,
No. Okay. Nobody's got sharpshooter in this campaign?
I've got sharpshooter.
You do, okay.
no, I took the thing where you can't surprise me. All right, so I'm going to move.
I'd be using it if you could do non-lethal sharpshooter shots.
I'll be right back.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna shoot at the dragon. But that should be like disadvantage.
Yeah, that's definitely disadvantage.
Let's see. Figure they got the.
In fact, before you even roll,
Yeah.
Roll percentile. What you're supposed to do is when you can't see your target, you've got to pick the square that they're in and declare you're attacking that square. This percentile roll is going to basically hand wave that.
Okay, hold on.
You have the advantage of having a number of squares that are correct.
And the squares are 30 feet in this map, so you're pretty good.
Okay,
You'll be all set.
it actually won't let me change the color of these
I don't
dice.
care, just whatever one's on the left is your tens. Like,
Okay.
why complicate this? I know my other players always complicate this. There's no need.
Okay, so 99.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Always roll high.
So that would be a 13 plus 7, so a 20.
And your arrow whistles out into the night sky, never to be seen again. Moving or
Okay.
staying put?
I mean,
Or you've already moved?
yeah.
Cool. Let's see if Hugon can breathe on these guys again. Unfortunately, no. But she does get several attacks.
Don't let her catch her breath.
She's a monk. She's all breath.
Wendy.
Yeah.
You're dodging, yes? No, you're not. You don't have any key points.
No, I'm not.
So you're just going to go ahead and eat this crit.
Aw.
Adrex, I have a 12. And Raazu, I have an 8.
Miss, I will take advantage of Sentinel to as a reaction.
Okay, let me go ahead and attack Wendy first, because that's fun for me.
Yeah, go and resolve that.
Wendy, 11 points of slashing damage. And please be making me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. What class is she?
She's the very best class.
I mean, I agree.
I mean, you knew this was coming, right? One day.
Luckily, I'm a dragon, so I can just choose. That's a 17.
A 17, alright. So,
Dump threat.
I mean,
guys.
for a moment, when she crashes into the side of your head with her sharp claws, I mean, she's not opting for the bludgeoning. She's going straight for the jugular. And for a moment, I mean, she just rings your bell, and you hear the world's singing in tinnitus, and you just barely manage to not be stunned.
I know this one.
And then she lashes out with similar blows to Raazu and Adrex, but they manage to deflect them with their weapons.
Before I'm going to resolve my Sentinel attack.
Sure.
I'm guessing a That's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay, let's put some Paladin Stank on that then.
Do it.
Let's see. It's gonna be 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And just the D8s, not the D10 there. 12 radiant damage.
And when you light her up, very literally, lashing out with your halberd, I mean, you feel the halberd go deep, and you see her wince in pain as you put a gash across her midsection, and Huyan is bloodied. And that's going to bring us to my dragon, who is still circling overhead, just out of reach of all of you.
Rude.
Don't take this as an indication of the dragon's position. That's just my mental note that he is in fact circling around. That's gonna bring us to Windy.
Alright, I'm going to... I can't take another one of those hits. So I'm going to main action to dodge.
Okay.
And then... Oh, wait. Give me 1 second, actually. I don't know how my own class features work.
You can key point to disengage.
I can't key point to do anything.
You're right. You're out of key points. That's right. I'm sorry.
No, I forgive you.
Use your action to disengage. That's a thing monks can do too.
That's true, but that's for cowards.
Well, you've already shot a man in the back.
That's tactical, not cowardice.
That's tactics.
Like,
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm just going to action point to dodge.
Okay.
Action to dodge, rather. And... I don't know. Anything else I can do as a bonus action. I'm good here.
Was it Ron White who said, no, but I can shoot him in the leg till he turns around?
That sounds like him.
Brings us to Raazu.
All right. Cool. Excellent. Wonderful.
Oh, and it's been 2 turns, so this ash cloud is dissipated.
All right. So yeah, let's keep trying to halberd her. Nodal, that's yours.
You guys need to roll better.
I'm loading you up. I'm loading you up, man. I'm getting you ready. There we go. It's a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
if he doesn't start rolling better, he's going to run through all the dice in the infinite dice bag.
That's true. That's 10 slashing damage and 15 radiant damage to Huyan. Although
now, before you apply this radiant
non-lethal.
damage, I will not allow you to apply radiant damage non-lethally. The weapon damage I'm okay with. The magical radiant damage from your paladin stank, not so much. You're a paladin of conquest. You're meant to destroy and subjugate your opponents. You're not in it to just bring them low.
See, I could argue the opposite, but I'm not going to.
You could, but you'd lose that argument because I'm the DM.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave the paladin stank off then.
Okay. Because yeah, she is looking pretty bad. It's starting to get to the point where like, well, I need the guy to be below 1/8 HP so Quinna can eat them. So.
Yeah.
And your first attack missed, yes?
Yes, my first attack did miss.
Okay. Red, from where you are, you can see that Huyan's on her last legs.
Okay.
And you still hear the dragon swooping overhead.
I have to move. Yeah, let's just dash to here. Let's use most of my movement, and then bonus. That'll be my action for the turn, and bonus action to give Raazu advantage on his next attack. On her next attack.
Okay.
Adrex. Where'd Adrex go? Is he gone? Did he run off?
I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, it's your turn. Pleased to be rolling dice.
This is not the dragon's room position, you said, right?
The dragon is, you can see him circling overhead. Every so often he passes through the light coming off either your torch or Windy's bullseye lantern pointed in the air for some reason.
Man, I really want to javelin the dragon, but I guess I'll smack Huyan unconscious.
Okay.
Maybe. That is a 25.
Will hit.
That's not my damage die. That's my damage die.
I'm okay with that being your damage die.
7 points of damage. Non-lethal.
7 points. Okay.
She's still going?
She is.
Oh, I'm gonna push her.
Keep attacking. No.
It's another 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Strength saving throw, please.
Strength saving throw. She's bad at these because she's a monk. 15. I'm sorry. No, not 15. 11.
Ah!
I was looking at the wrong stat block for a second there. No,
And
11
she
on
gets
the save.
pushed back 15 feet.
Okay, go ahead and shove her 15 feet away from you.
I just watch her leave. I'm just like, what? Why?
Is she prone or just on the ground? Or just pushed back?
She just moves back 15 feet.
Okay.
Can you knock somebody prone with pushing attack?
No, there's a maneuver specifically for knocking people
Trip
prone.
attack. You knock prone.
Okay.
And you can use it on ranged attacks. You can just shoot them in the leg. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No
Why
reason.
didn't-
Why?
It's a 16.
16 does not hit.
Hang on.
You don't know your own strength. You pushed her farther than you thought.
No, that's not true. I'm gonna make a precision attack. How does a...
There
What
you
about
go.
an additional 7 on top of that? So a 22.
22 does hit.
Alright. I will make her take a knee. It's 10 damage.
10 damage. And Huyan drops to the ground, unconscious under the flat of Adrex's blade.
Good.
Good.
And that's the end of Adrex's turn. Birdie, you're up.
Yeah, that's a turn.
I'm going to move here and then take another shot at the dragon
Okay.
circling above us.
Your dark vision 60 feet, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll some
Okay.
percentile.
Okay. I didn't know if I was close enough to get it in with the 16. Or not 16, 9.
Okay,
It
go.
would be a 97, excuse me. Just adding it together.
Roll your attack at disadvantage.
So that's a 13.
13. Your arrow sings off into the distance, never to be seen again.
Birdie curses. Just some elvish curse word he heard Adrex use.
Birdie has dark vision, so I don't get advantage on this. Actually, first, let me see if... Okay, no. Birdie, I need an opposed strength check. You've got to beat a 22.
I rolled a 20.
That's an
And-
18.
Does that do it?
No,
No.
because I have a +0 on my strength modifier.
Oh, okay.
So that is the most bullshit roll I've ever done. I think I've ever had in any tabletop RPG, where a 20 doesn't do it.
I don't know. That's pretty thematically appropriate.
Birdie, 9 points of slashing damage. And from the general direction you've been firing arrows, this ash dragon swoops out of the ground, snatches you up in one of its claws, and takes back to the sky.
Pretty screams, but I have the damage with my uncanny dodge, so yeah.
Yes, you wouldn't have been able to do that if you didn't have dark vision, though.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So yeah,
How long can I not fly for, Brick?
1 minute. So it's
So it's like 5 or 6 more rounds.
still gonna be a second, yeah. So that'll be fun killing Birdie this way. That's gonna bring us to
I'll catch him.
Wendy. So Wendy, from your position, I mean, you just see this cloud swoop out of the air, lightning fast, just behind the light of this torch. Snap Birdie up, and then you hear him squeal like a little girl, and the sound of his squeal disappears into the air as the dragon takes back to the sky.
Excuse me, I squealed like a little kobold.
A little kobold girl, that's what I said.
That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna step over here and give my bullseye lantern to Raazu to hold.
Okay.
Okay.
Raazu, are you willing to point this light at this dragon?
Sure.
Was Raazu giving up her weapon or her shield to do this?
Raazu doesn't have a shield.
So you're giving up your weapon to do this, then?
Raazu really has... It's a two-handed weapon, but she doesn't have to She can just hold it in one hand while...
Okay, but if you want to make an attack with a weapon, you've got to drop this lantern.
Yeah.
Okay. Ross, you take out the bullseye lantern, and after a second, I mean, you find the dragon in the sky. It's not difficult to pinpoint its position as being... I mean, Birdie's screaming so loud, and the trail of urine coming out of the sky.
It seems endless.
So how does that little kobold have such a big sack of pee? Wendy, what are you doing next?
Alright, I'm going to whistle out a tune for Birdie. It kind of sounds a bit like a dirge. And take a couple shots at this dragon.
Okay.
Can I perform for you at this point, Nodal?
Hmm? Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
I hate you all. I want you to know that.
Oh, these dice do suck.
How do we do?
A miss and an 11.
Yeah, the 11 also misses.
That's alright. I've still got to get a few ones out of here.
Okay. Raazu, you're holding the bullseye lantern. You're tracking this dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna spend my action to make sure I keep a beat on it.
That's not going to take your action. I'll say you can just do that because you know.
Can she help action with that?
No, because she has no way to distract the dragon with this lantern.
That's fair.
Yeah, it doesn't have eyes I can shine the light in or anything like that, right?
Unfortunate.
I'll tell the others to scatter
Okay.
in case it decides to breathe bullshit on us again.
That's fair. That's a good idea.
And do you actually start running off in one direction, or are you standing your ground here?
I'm standing my ground.
Okay. Red.
So go ahead and use cunning action to dash, and then with Birdie in the claws, can I sneak attack the dragon?
I'm gonna say yes, because Birdie's not restrained; he's just grappled.
All right, so let's go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yeah, because on Birdie's turn, he could still attack.
That'll hit an armor class of 22.
22 is good.
And then...
I see some sixes
Oh,
happening.
God. Sorry. That'll be a total of 24 damage.
24 damage. Birdie, I need you to make me a... Okay, first I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. I'm going to impose disadvantage because your speed is 0 and you really you're just falling out of the air.
Dexterity saving throw, that is a 13.
13. Okay. Should have rolled higher than that. 18 points of fire damage. And you are poisoned. Next, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 7.
Roll a d6.
Rip Birdie. He always knew he'd be eating my dragon.
6.
6. So you're blind for 6 rounds. And
How much? You said I took 16 damage from fire?
yes.
Can I use my uncanny dodge to half that?
Sure.
I recommend it while you can still see.
Okay.
And I rolled low on this, so 9 points of bludgeoning damage. As Red, you launch this arrow into the sky as Birdie's struggling in this thing's claws to find an angle of attack. As soon as the arrow hits home, this ash dragon explodes violently, and Birdie catches the full brunt of this explosion in the air, and then falls out of the ground with a dull thud. And he's just covered in just ash and soot, and he's coughing and rubbing his eyes.
It's fairly comical, I feel.
And that's it. We can come off initiative now, as Yuan is unconscious and the ash dragon has been slain.
Raazu.
I want to use
takes
my
out
breath.
manacles.
I want to use my breath weapon on Yuan.
No.
Show her the business.
No.
She's got 3 death saves.
Raazu.
Birdie's just lay on the ground crying. Nobody come over to see how he's doing.
Oh, I'll come over to help Birdie. I'll come rub that ash out of his eyes.
I'll come over with Raazu. So do you want to present her as conquered to her lizard folk and try and get them to stand down? That seems like your department.
Yeah,
there.
that's what we're gonna
And
do.
while he's like hog tying her, or while she's hog tying her, or whatever she's doing, Red will just rifle through her pockets real quick.
Okay.
Birdie weakly yells dibs on the
She's
wand.
not carrying much in the way of treasure. You do find some quantity of shurikens. We'll call it 14 shurikens.
Okay.
Range 20-60, D4 plus 3 piercing damage. And you find a wooden wand with an orange gem fixed at the end.
What's the number on this one?
This is wand E.
E, letters for wands, okay. And
Wait.
nothing else that's immediately obvious, like whatever Huyan's brother might be looking for?
No, I mean, and watching the way Huyan fights, she does perfectly well without weapons, it seems like. So.
Okay.
Hey, Brett, find something to gag her with to keep her from using that flame breath of hers again.
I guess my
What's
last
that?
question
I would
is...
like to hear what suggestion you have in mind. Like, what could you put in her mouth she couldn't just burn with the breath weapon?
Asbestos.
Hey, Red's next question.
No sign of the Dominate Person stone on her person?
No, not on her person.
Okay.
Did you say D4 plus 3?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a D4. Her dexterity bonus is plus 3.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
D4 plus your dex bonus.
Those cursed?
And yeah, I'll pass the wand off to Birdie. Raazu, you want to go get those lizard folk to stand down?
Yeah.
Birdie
I'll go with
hugs
you.
the wand and lays in fetal position.
Let us spread out along the village and
I
start
think
helping
they're
out
up
with
to the
the...
south, aren't they?
So let me... What's Red's immediate next action?
Red was
Oh, yeah,
going to go with Raazu to hopefully get the fighting to stop by telling the lizardmen that we've beaten your leader, but that's Razu's going to be the one doing the talking, because...
Okay, so
She's
that's where
the-
you're heading. What's Adrex's immediate next action?
Who wants the med kit?
What is Wendy's?
Who needs it?
I mean, I super need it, but you can run after me with it, because I'm going to go assist with the evacuation.
Okay.
I
and
figure the lizardmen might not all get the message immediately.
What about Birdie?
Birdie's gonna lean up against this tree and cry.
This might be the most pain he's ever been in.
Oh, wow, that's plus 10 HP back.
I could use it. Thank you.
And by the time you guys come down south, I mean, these Dragonborn have made short work out of these few lizard men. You see a couple more lizard men arriving to the area from either side. And Raazu, make an intimidation check at advantage. Because you're holding their leader.
Also, you get plus HP equal to your total hit die.
Whew. That's a lot.
That is a 20.
20? So what do you say to these lizard men as they're coming in from the side? Keeping in mind you don't actually speak lizard man.
Raazu just shouts out, your leader is beaten. Throw down your weapons.
The group of Dragonborn here, they've sustained only mild injuries, and Hantao is among them, and when he sees you coming down with Huyan in your arms, and he sees the other lizard men standing there in shock, they don't throw down their weapons because they don't understand what command you've given them. But Hantao wipes the blood off his greatsword and sheathes it. Does he have a greatsword? I'm not even sure now. I feel
He
like
does.
He did.
Yeah, the DM said so.
Yeah, he's got
I
a
think he-
greatsword.
He seems like
So,
a great sword kind of guy.
Do you guys think you dodged a bullet by fighting Huyan, or do you think she was the easier of the two?
I think this guy would have lit this up in his own special way if we had fought him.
I feel like he would have had a smoke dragon.
But he does. He steps forward, and he orders his men in Draconic to recover Huyan's body. And they begin binding it up. And he looks to you. He says, and he motions to the other lizard men standing by. He says, "What do you want done with them?" His men are standing by to cut these lizard men down at your word.
Leave them. With Huyan
Yeah.
displaced, they're not a threat.
He nods and he says,
Make sure it's obvious that we're sparing them as an act of mercy, though.
he says, even if they were a threat, I doubt they'd be much of a match for you, he says with great admiration.
Who can speak to these lizard men? Some of them speak Draconic, don't they?
A few of them do, yes. And that's how eventually Hantao
Red
gets them to stand down, and you see them take their knees and place their weapons on the ground before you.
Oh, great. Now we have to take care of a village of lizard men.
Yeah, and Red will say in Draconic, all right, well, take your weapons, stand up, make sure all of your kinsmen within the village understand what's happened here today, and then we'll send emissaries back to Shadowscale to make sure all lizard men in this area understand it.
Well, so we need to make sure that they bring the hostages back.
Hantao asks if you need assistance in that regard.
If you're offering it, that would be greatly appreciated.
He tells a couple of his lieutenants, orders them in Draconic to travel with you to Shadowscale, see the things there set to rights, and then return back to the mountains once they've completed their task.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that you've done, he and his father, a great service. That he is absolutely astounded by your capabilities. He is honored to have fought in your battles.
I didn't find any objects that you might have taken from your father on her after we dropped her.
Raazu gestures toward the direction where the giant ash dragon vanished. Was that what she stole then?
He says that when she left their father's house, she took a small quantity of his hoard in secret. And that, yes, the secrets of raising a dragon from the ashes in this manner was one such secret. As for the other treasures that she took, the more inconsequential ones, he says you're welcome to them as payment for your service in this matter. He imagines that they will still be in her hold in Shadowscale Lake.
Yeah.
The rest of you guys assisting in getting the Mokden. What has happened is the Mokden fighters that you brought have got the families a good 50 or 100 yards north of the village, away from most of the fighting. There have been several casualties amongst the Mokden fighters that you brought, but for every Mokden that fell, they brought down 2 or 3 of these lizard men. Clearly the pigmen are the more martial of them. The Mokden families that are gathered around, they look absolutely shocked at what's happening. They've never seen people that look like them dressed in armor, wielding weapons, or fight in this manner. But that's the scene that you guys come upon as you head up north of the village.
Can I get in one more word down here, Brick?
Sure.
I will tell the lizardmen in Draconic, all right, as your first order, I want you to get buckets and do what you can to put this shed out. I don't need the rest of the village going up in flames.
Okay. It looks like this fire is kind of dying down on its own.
Oh, okay, then.
It
Never
burned
mind.
very hot and very brightly just for a moment, but it looks like most of that heat went up into the air and became the dragon. Nonetheless, the lizardmen set to work to put out the rest of the smoldering straw. Douse the embers. Is anybody doing anything else tonight?
I'm going to look through where Huyan was staying and see if I can't find anything interesting. I want to see if she has anything else on her she carried with her.
Investigation check. A 20. Now make an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm good at these. 14.
14?
Yep.
And most of what you find are her personal effects. Several changes of clothes, a couple good pairs of boots, etc. But one thing that catches your eye is a scroll case. Popping it open, these are notes and studies that Huyan has apparently been working on the spellstone that you gave her. The spellstone itself, however, is not here.
Well, I will just keep that then.
Okay.
And I'm also going to carry a pair of boots with me and give them to Adrex.
These are way too big for Adrex.
Dang, how big is...
Huyan was bigger than Adrex by a good foot or two at least.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's a sleeping bag for...
So I could crawl into this boot and take a nap.
Birdie comes hopping out in Karibo's shoe.
I'm gonna spend the night trying to do get all the people from the village that we evacuated back into the village and find out who's missing, and also find out who has children in Shadow Scale and wants to come with us to reclaim them.
Nobody's missing from the village. A couple of the Mokden warriors that you brought fell in combat. Everybody go ahead and take the benefits of the long rest.
Yes. Rest.
Okay. Let's see. So 3 hit dice, now 2 hit dice back, and I had 1 to start.
I'm going to run to my fridge very quickly and get a bottle of water. I shall return shortly.
I was good on hit dice, so I might be able to get back to full because of that really good Adrex heal.
17 hit points. That's actually pretty good. That puts him most of the way back. I was really beaten up. That one Dragon Breath almost dropped me.
20.
I'm at 48 out of 51 with all my hit dice left. So I don't think I'll burn that last one. Just eat that last for 3 points. Yeah, I was down to I think 10 at one point, but then Adrex just healed me for like 1 million.
Oh, before the long rest, then take that from Lay on Hands.
For 3? Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you have another 3?
Oh yeah, I got a full pocket full of.
I'll take another 3 of that.
Poultices.
I'll take 1 point from that.
Adrex.
Adrex doesn't take damage. He finds it beneath him.
I scoff at your poultice.
So A, I was worried that the poisoned arrow might one-shot her if I got a crit, so I didn't want to shoot her. And B, I kind of thought she might be a monk or something and just deflect it. Dragon wasn't the best move, but it seemed like a less bad move.
She'd return it at you.
She did have deflect missile, yes.
Yeah.
Catch her and turn that poison.
So
Of course, you're immune to poison. I'm still waiting for when I get to Kenshiro someone, and they just throw like a rock at me for 1 damage, and I return it for 36.
Unless it's Treble's halfling, and then the rock bounces on your head 6 times before you're able to catch it. So what's the plan for the next morning when everybody wakes up? None of the villagers have gone missing. There's a lot of confusion and surprise in town. You guys have returned with 20 Mokden that none of these people have ever seen before, girded in armor, who defended the town against... I mean, the lizardmen weren't going to fall on the villagers or anything, but made sure that these villagers were safe and sound. You've liberated them from this half-dragon. How do you guys...
How old are the Mokden that we've returned?
They vary in age. Some are as young as like early teenagers, perhaps, and they range up in age of 40 or 50 years.
I think what I'll be doing is like trying to introduce the Mokden to the new ones.
Okay.
I'm essentially like a lot of these people have lost children, and I'm trying to find these new Mokden, new families that they can live with.
The biggest issue right now is that the Mokden you brought only speak Sylvan, and the Mokden in the village only speak Mokden.
Well, that's a good way to learn.
So, can you describe that wand we found one more time?
It is a wooden wand with an orange gemstone at the tip.
What's the letter for it?
It is wand E.
Okay. Can I have spent last night playing with it?
Sure. How many charges do you
sounds
spend
like
from the wand?
1 charge.
1 charge.
I mean, we saw what it did.
1 chargy boy.
Okay, go ahead and make that Arcana check.
You should roll higher.
I'm gonna blip that.
Okay.
I said to roll higher.
So that's a. Do you get a bonus for using a charge? Or is it just...
You've expended 1 charge, and I've adjusted the DC appropriately, so what did you roll? It's simple addition.
I know, but I'm thinking... an 11 with the 2. Or a 12 if you let me take the 3 that I rolled before.
Oh yeah, you don't...
Other than what you witnessed this wand doing, you gain nothing from it. You gain no other specifics. You can always just ask Wendy to fly around and experiment.
Wait, can we say that I use the one on Wendy in an experiment and to say I get advantage?
No. I mean, you can say that if you want.
But you rolled real low, so I threw it off.
So with some work in the town, with explaining to Father Oliver who the Moakton are and where they came from. Did you guys
say Folliver?
Did I what?
Did you say Folliver the first time?
Father Oliver is the Mayor Moakton guy.
Father for short.
Do you guys tell him the entire story at this point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He seems grateful that you've rescued these Moakton, but you see he also seems very apprehensive. As you recall, they were coming up on their winter lottery for this year. And he confides in you that having gone to the White Mother's palace and stolen back these prior sacrifices, he expects that she will no longer protect the village.
Exactly. You're going to need to stand on your own. Luckily, we've brought you a force that can help you do that.
Also, they have apples.
Who has apples?
We have to go pick up the other 2. I think they're in the encampment still.
Yeah.
But we brought back like a bunch of clippings and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
That hopefully they'll be able to pull this off on their own.
Over the course of the next few days, Josiah Stackpool, the old Moakton you met in the Feywild, kind of takes a leadership role in the village in reintegrating the servants that you brought and instilling in the villagers a sense of calm, that they're going to skip this lottery, but they're still going to be protected against orcs and raiders and things. And then you guys are going to embark out to Shallow Scale Lake in order to retrieve the hostages.
Yep.
What do you do with the handful of lizard men that are left over? Are you taking them with you? Put them with the sword, drop them in the river?
I think we're going to take them with us, but before we go, we should... Because we're kind of, like, delaying here a little bit, and I want to, before we do that delaying, make sure that there's no sort of, like... She always sends a lizard man scout out to let them know everything's okay, that sort of thing. That we're not betraying ourselves.
At one point, because you guys had sent a couple of Moakton out for this specific task, to make sure that none of the lizard men from town made it back to the lake. At one point, not the entire contingent of scouts that you sent, but 1 or 2 of them returned back to town, just to kind of get word of what's been going on. And at this point, Josiah is back in the town and explains the situation. And as far as you can tell, no scouts in either direction have traversed between Shallow Scale and Acerafall.
I mean, that checks out. Huyan doesn't seem to be very...
alive anymore.
Protecting.
Is she? Is she dead? Did I miss
No.
You have no idea. Last you saw, you turned her over to Hantao, and he and his men took her away.
Oh god, she's gonna be the final boss.
She's getting cleaned by hand.
We have a Schrodinger's Huyan, both alive and dead.
I've already given a great deal of thought to what the final encounter of this campaign is going to be.
I think it's more of a Chekhov's Huyan.
Yeah, you literally took the words out of my mouth.
Chekhov's Huyan.
Yep.
Are all of you going to Shallow Scale along with these 2 Dragonborn and the Lizardmen?
Yeah. Pretty sure I'm the only one who speaks Draconic. Oh no, Adrex does.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
I'm pretty sure you're the only dragon here. Red.
I think Draconic is like the only language that.
It is the
all of us
lingua
speak.
franca of this party.
Right. Actually, everyone else should just learn Draconic. That way we can talk amongst each other in groups that don't speak it.
What is the
If we ever run
explanation?
into one.
What is the explanation given to Thedekes? You're received back at Shallow Scale very warily because you come bringing Lizardman prisoners. And Thedekes comes and meets you at the gate. Who's got the highest passive insight in this group?
Probably
I've got a
Ragnar.
17.
A 17?
I think mine's higher than that. Let me get the sheet in front of me.
I mean, probably. I'm
I only
second
have a
best in
16.
most of these.
I only have a 16.
Ah! Wendy, the best judge of character.
I mean,
Thedekes is very unsettled. And at first it strikes you as, oh, you know, the Lizardmen have just suffered a great defeat. We've given their leader away. But you realize that's not it. He's been unsettled this whole time. He didn't like being put in charge of Moten hostages in the first place. And when he hears that you've defeated Huyan in battle at the village, he seems very wary to let you all in the gate. But he's not hostile towards you as you come in. So that's the situation you guys are stepping into. So
I think that's fair.
what are you doing with the
We-
Lizardmen you've brought back?
We propose an exchange of prisoners then. The Moten families for your men.
He asks what repercussions there will be from Huyan's brother.
We managed to, as part of our
you?
payment, secure promises from him that he would not act against you.
For you, none. He's much more interested in running down any orcs he finds, which probably suits your purposes just fine.
Does anybody bring up that Hantao gave you permission to loot Huyan's cave?
I mean, Birdie would bring that up in a heartbeat. He'd raise his little hand and say, "We also get Huyan's stuff."
He tells you that Huyan was a great warrior and that she did many good things for the village. But since your last meeting with her, it seems that she was overcome with strange ideas. She reached too far beyond her boundaries, and this is a lesson that the lizard folk of Shallow Scale should take to heart. And here is what is in the cave.
Oh yeah.
Cave of Wonders.
It's not that wonderful.
60 silver.
2,000.
And another longbow.
Is Nodal done talking now?
Oh yeah, I'm super done.
Okay. 2,034 pieces of copper.
Okay.
885 pieces of silver.
Okay.
65 pieces of gold.
Okay.
6 gemstones worth 50 gold apiece.
Okay.
3 potions of healing.
All right.
2 spell scrolls.
All right.
These are Scroll E and Scroll F.
Do you want to write that down, Birdie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Birdie taking
Mr.
those?
Magic Boy.
I'm writing down everything but the magic.
Okay.
Birdie's Magic Boy.
And Wand D.
That's you also, Birdie.
It's made out of some kind of chalky material that's very porous, and it seeps cool water as you hold it. This wand is never dry.
Wand E.
Wand D.
D is in Delta.
And this
sign
is
of that
the
stone, huh?
the fraction of her father's hoard that she swiped when she left years ago.
I'm going to replace the potion of healing that I used on Adrex. Who wants the other 2?
I wouldn't mind having one, because I tend to be off my own a fair amount of the time.
Raazu could use it. Could use one. I don't because I think she used up hers earlier.
You got it.
All right, I will add that to my own. Yep.
No sign of the stone, though, huh?
No. No sign of the stone that you gave her.
Right.
Does anybody have any other business in Shallow Scale or Acer Fall?
Does Thedekes know where the stone is?
He does not.
Birdie would like mess with Thedekes and
Wait,
Okay.
mess with him? Like,
be like, hey, stone, where? But if he doesn't know, it's fine.
no, he doesn't know. Huyan was very secretive of that item.
I'm going to be trying to get a measure of Fedekes to see whether or not he's going to be a problem in the area in the future. And also just kind of like poke at what he's saying to see if I can find... Because it needed to be done, but Wendy feels very guilty about what we've done to these lizard men. Because... So Wendy's just kind of like, without offering, because she feels like the lizard men won't appreciate that, trying to find out what we can do to make their life a little bit better.
Let's call this Charisma Nature.
All right. Let's call that a 12.
Okay. It's difficult to say for sure because lizard men are such alien kind of creatures. Like, they're at the very low end of the barrel between monsters and, like, speaking races. But you can't imagine Thedekes making any trouble at this point. And even if he did, those Moakton soldiers outclass his lizard men. It's like, even if he wanted to expand beyond his borders or make trouble at this point, chances are good that whoever he tried to attack would take care of him.
I wanted to...
You wanted the what?
I would like to try suggesting to Thedekes that he might want to consider a pact of mutual defense with the people of Acerfall, because there still orcs in the area. And neither of you, on your own, might be able to stand against it, but...
To that suggestion, he tells you that with Huyan gone, his tribe will go back to the defenses of the swamps, as they've done for generations. He seems to have no further interest in these pig people.
That seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Could you just let us know, though, if the orcs start impinging on your area? We would like to keep track of them.
He tells you that should your travels bring you back to Shallow Scale, you will find the gates open.
All right.
And as you guys leave the swamp, the two Dragonborn, their mission now finished. One of them tells you that, likewise, should you ever find the need, you will find the halls of Handhau's Lord Father open to you.
Glad to hear.
Just so we all know what we're talking about here.
You're saying we need to find out where the heck we put that on our character sheets.
He's up at these mountains
Organization.
up here.
So I'm guessing that's going to get added to the map for next time.
That is the domain of the Red Dragon Kyongyan.
This X right here.
In that general area, nobody knows for sure where the entrances are except for his tribes. We actually clarified that with Wendy at one point because her monastery is up in these mountains as well. And we decided that they had no contact with this dragon unless it was hostile, and it's not, as far as they know.
Mm-hmm.
So you know about where it might be, but more than that, nothing.
Going there, though, would probably be in Wendy's interest, just because if she can establish favorable relations, that would be better for the monastery than neutral ones.
All right, let's go ahead and take a 15-minute break.
Sure.
I'm going to take a 15-minute break. You guys might not be able to, because I'm going to go ahead and award experience for that encounter right now. This being kind of a natural break at the end of that chapter of the story. So let me do some quick calc.exe. $480 experience all around for the Ash Drake, for Huyan, and the 2 lizard men that you personally fell in battle.
See, I feel like Windy would be worth more than that.
I'm going to also award everybody 1 blip for the amenable end, leaving things on basically good terms with the Mokden, the Lizardmen, and Hantao.
What are blips worth?
That's an excellent question.
Are you the highest level person now, Nodal?
I think we are all the highest level person except for...
Blips
I
are
think
worth
everyone is. Everyone's
300.
6.
Yeah, I think everyone's.
No, I'm still 5.
3 hundo. Oh, yeah, well, 3 hundo.
Yeah, 300 blips are worth.
Are you still 5 even after this?
I think I'm still like 100 points short of 6th. When we find the book.
He missed out on a lot of experience in that dungeon.
He was a real badass, though, in that battle.
I also found him very...
I'm still 2,100 short.
Sneaky intangible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I think we need to give every blip to Red this session.
That really messed up the experience.
Red, start acting really cool.
I thought I was doing that. Did you see me though?
It was partially my fault because that was the first session after I got my shiny new Tome of Beasts. So
I remember getting blinded then and hiding in a bush.
Let's take a 15-minute break. Get your coffee, get your bagel. Let's reconvene at 4:20, just in time for Nodal's joke.